Hello. How are we all doing tonight? Or this morning? Or whichever it is. I hope you're having a good day. I am back and doing another evening stream because mornings have become a bit strange. But we're here. Okay, so let's just go to desktop overlay. Tidy that up. Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so last week we've been working on our save station because it was a bit sad, right? All it had was just a little room and it wasn't clear what it was. And I decided we needed to fix that, right? Because I was trying to do, we're trying to do fast travel, and in order for fast travel to work, it needs to come from, I'm doing it from the place where you save the game. So, you know, we're trying to do it from that kind of perspective. And there needs to just be something visually here that makes sense. Random person on this earth, hello, welcome to the stream. So we last week we sort of looked at this. This was on Saturday. We looked at this animation where the guy turns into goop and then he goes down. There's going to need to be a bunch of different variations of this based on what's happening. For example, if you die, there's no reason for you to be standing in this already. So there needs to be one where it's not that hard. We just create another version of this where the character is, or we do it in an engine maybe, and we just remove the character from this animation and do like a separate character animation from this. Either or, we can do either. It doesn't really matter. It's probably easier to do it here, to be honest. And now I'm just doing one where he's at the station because when we were talking about like the lore of this machine and how it works, where you're essentially turning yourself into primordial soup, you know what I mean? You're turning yourself into pure atoms. So maybe you don't automatically heal yourself when you save, because that would be kind of weird to just jump in this machine every time you got to it. And I've also been thinking, like, I think it's a really fun idea for an achievement, like to do it deathless, but also like without healing. But I kind of without using the machine, really, like I'm thinking, well, we kind of need to heal the guy without like killing him every time. I actually don't know. I'm still trying to think, because if there was an achievement for like never having used the atomizer, you would have to have never saved, and you would have to have never, well, not necessarily. So if I'm making it so you can save by like attending the station, I don't know, man. Like, is that a good idea? Is it not? It's optional. But like, would it be fun? I'm not too sure. But like, food for thought. So we've got this little animation. So when you like click up to like save your progress, essentially, he'll turn and start like clicking on the keyboard or whatever. Is there another way to save? Well, you can save without, I'm going to make it so you can save without healing. So you don't automatically heal when you actually sit down at this or go to this station. And I've seen this in 9 Souls as well. In 9 Souls, I don't think you heal automatically. I don't know. I feel like I've played Metroidvanias where you have a choice to save and not heal and the enemies don't come back. Maybe I'm misremembering. Either or. Like, it's not a big deal. Gee whiz. Welcome. How are you? I really like that devlog, by the way. What the hell? I cannot talk in chat on my laptop because apparently my browser, Google Chrome, is not supported. Yeah, well, that's kind of strange because it's the most widely used browser. So I don't know, like, how did that happen? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think Google Chrome skill issue, exactly. Also, Goosefat, I haven't seen you in a bit. How you going? But yeah, okay, so yeah, we've got this at station. We just need an animation for the character to walk into the actual, the liquefier. I think re-atomize. The atomizer, the liquefier, what are we calling this thing? I've been alright, mainly dealing with the little brother stealing stuff. Oh, goodness. Problems. So you got at station, and I'm going to do like walking to station, which is really not that hard because we're just going to like steal the player animations and that'll be it. The the one thing I do need to do in order for that to work, I need to open up the version of the player, and this is not the right spot. We go to... You're also never going to guess what broke your Minecraft server. I don't know. Did you forget to pay the bill? Do you have to pay to run a Minecraft server? I don't actually know. They run from your own home? Is that how it works? I don't know. I don't own a copy of Minecraft. I did, but I lost the login. And I can't be bothered paying for it again. A mob wearing a backpack with a chocolate glazed berries. That sounds really strange, dude. Okay, where are we going? Sprites. Hero sprites. We want dancing. Okay, that's weird. Hero 3 is the version of this. So, we kind of... The exported version of this is not really, like, good. Because it's, like, in pieces. So, we are going to need to not split the layers. And also, we need to export this as a sprite sheet. Huh? Visible layers. Oh, I suppose, yeah, actually, you know what? We don't really need... Well, I guess it's going to look kind of... You know what? We'll go with it for now. We'll do run left. Realistically, you wouldn't use a running animation. The guy would walk, but I don't have a walking animation. I can't be bothered making one right now. So just to get this, like, up and running so that it's, like, visually there, and we can worry about it later, we'll just do that for now. So we won't split the layers and do this. I'll tell my next sponsor that buying a Chaff copy of Minecraft needs to be in the contract. Hell yeah, dude. Sponsors. You mean like the million emails we get about AI? Meshy. What do I get? You get Meshy. I get V2 Font. I've got so many AI emails in my inbox. I just block every time. I block. I just hit 20k channel points. That's insane, dude. I tell you what, I got one really cool email about a sponsor, but they never replied. It was like a bike company. They were like, we want to do something with bikes. They make like a cycling machine, a cycle machine, you know, and it has like a tablet on the front. And I was like, can I make a game? Like for the bike machine? And then they just never replied. And I was so sad because I think that would have actually been awesome. But whatever. Might have been a scam. Yeah, it would have been sick. Free bike as well. Need the bike machine to control the game. Yeah, exactly. Because it was like, it's one of those ones, is it Peloton? Like you jump on it and you're watching like the screen in front, it's taking you on a tour. But I was like, we can just like get fun with it because it's like, rather than just like you're riding up a hill or whatever, make it so you're riding away from a horde of zombies or something like that. I've already got run left. Is that... Hang on a second. Have I already exported this one time? XMP. Oh, it's like a GIF. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. What is going on? I just have to navigate to the folder. For some reason, that's not opening. Game assets, resources, sprites, hero sprites, hero run left. Oh, I'm like, I'm looking at XMP view. I'm like, why is it like going through all the different ones? And it's because that is just an image. So we need run left sheet. I don't know. There we go. So back over here, we can open a copy. Ayo, Rembok Games, welcome in. How's it going? We got run left sheet, and we'll take that, and we'll just take these frames. Boys in the chat. Everyone's here. Okay, so I just kind of copy a bunch of these. The Bindings of Isaac. Yeah, we're gonna. No, I'm not gonna say. Can't even bring myself to say that. Well, okay. So we go here, and we're gonna add this one. 2 Australians and the Americans, and the American that works nights. Oh, do you work at like night shift? What time is it in America? Actually, I didn't even know. GodotCon 2027 vlog next year. Where is it going to be? That's the question. Maybe 2027? Dude, it's freaking late in the States. Do you like 2 p.m.? Do you like the 2 p.m. Oz alert? Yep. The Oz alert went off, and I got mind controlled, and it activated my brain chip, and so now I'm completely subservient to the government. If it's in Australia, I'll fly over. It won't be in Perth, that's for sure. It won't be in Australia. It woke me up. Oh no. For anyone that doesn't understand, Australia is rolling out a national alert system. So like if there's an earthquake, not that we have earthquakes, but if there was a bushfire, the government can send an alert to our phone now, which is pretty common. Like I've seen clips of people in the States and in Japan and stuff like that when there's a national emergency. Like if there was something about to happen that was really bad and you needed to seek shelter. So overall, like, you know, a positive thing, but it they did a test today at 2 p.m. and pinged all of our phones. Gotta stay. I'll be rich by that. I'll fly you both. Hell yeah, dude. No, wait, I saw the Airbnb you guys stayed at. It was pretty shocking. Oh, wait, where'd he go? Oh, he's there. Okay, obviously we need to be on the ground. The alert, not the Airbnb. Yeah, we're doing a hotel next time. Dude, that was pretty rough. I think I like the position, but I think I actually like this frame second. And then maybe this frame is better first. Means they're all back to front. Technically, this would be the first frame if the next frame is the one I just pasted in. I forget. Sometimes I expect this to work like Photoshop or whatever. GIMP. But it was the cheapest option. 3-day stay for $600 for 2 people is kind of... Yeah, that's pretty good. 600 USD is pretty expensive. Is that like a normal price? I don't know anything about like trying to stay in America. Like I know the times that I've like been to Europe and stuff like that was in like the summer, and it was pretty expensive for like apartments and whatnot, even in places that are like less common for people to go. And it was, dense cities cost money. There you go. Yeah, I'm a cheap traveler, that's for sure. I don't have to be, but oh, that's a little bit too sudden. What is this wee-ass music? Hot tea and firmware updates. Okay, it was a fun time in class. Did it like rat out everyone that like had a phone in that they're not supposed to? Got caught. I don't know, like I don't know what it's like in school now, but when I was in school it was like no phones allowed. Are all Australians in a big group chat? Yeah, pretty much. It's called Facebook. No, they're allowed in college. Okay. Every place that I've lived, every suburb has got like a group chat. Not a group chat, but like a Facebook group. And that's a bit too much. Everyone talks shit. Wait, what the heck? Dude, that's perfect. Look at that pixel. That foot is planted. Actually, low-key, we could do that for all of them. My favorite posts are, did anyone else hear that? Yeah, classic. There was like a massive party like in my neighborhood on Saturday night and everyone was like talking because it was like, I don't know, like I guess it was just on top of the hill. Everyone could hear it. I even walked over there. I was like, what is this? Luckily I turned it off after 10 p.m. Those get sent out of my neighborhood because of me. You just slam in the music. The teacher's got a thing in their notices. Don't ask how I know if saying if students' phone go off from alert, don't care Oz alert, don't worry about it. Yeah, just ignore it. Trying to think, like that one. The foot, yeah, it's not really, there's no connecting animation. Anyway, no, it's not that important. It's really not that serious. Like, oh, the animation doesn't perfectly line up with the feet. No one's going to notice. It's like literally 4 frames. I'm going to make the National Australian Phone Notification System go off. Do it. You just have to launch a nuke. Is detected in your local area. Ooh. Actually, if we just make him go all the way there. A big jump, but like, whatever. I'm being lazy. Frame loop. Into atomizer. Is that what we're calling it? I guess that's what I'm calling it. Atomizer. Good enough. Funny thing is, it's not going to look smooth compared to the regular animations. I've been recently reading a little bit about root motion, but that's more of a 3D thing. I don't think the concept really exists in 2D. I'm honestly not too sure. But I actually do need a couple more frames here, so just move back a bit. What's the next one in the cycle? Feels very inefficient. Like, he's going to look very different when he's doing this walk. It's going to be interesting to compare it. Oh, Jesus. Okay, the teacher's got a thing. Okay, what are you saying? The funny thing is when Microsoft team attacks the Department of Education because they wouldn't. The Microsoft team attacks the Department of Education because why wouldn't they? I'm a bit confused about why would they? Okay, and then the last one, he's just going to be standing there. So it's just a forward animation, which is down here somewhere. Yeah, we can take that, it's fine. And paste it up here. There you go. So he's walking into it. Easy. And then we switch, we basically go from here. He goes in, and then we go to this one, which changes the layering. Actually, it's this one backwards, I believe, is what happens. We just play that backwards, and then it goes into this. And then I guess for the opening, I mean, we really could just release the player at that point. I think that's fine. Like, we don't need a walking out animation. I suppose if we wanted to get really, like, maybe down the line, if we really like this animation, or if we feel like there's more of a need for it, we can like add in more of it, like he turns in and walks into it and stuff like that. That's just a lot more animations than I really want to do. So like for now, I think that's fine. He's at the station, you decide to heal, he walks in, or if you decide to fast travel, and then it basically does this. And then opens up. Easy done. And so that's pretty much it. We do need versions of this, and I might just do this in a sprite and export it as one big sprite sheet. So I don't really have to think about it. There's just going to be different layers for each thing. So it needs to be this, but without the player. So I don't know if I can I don't know if I can copy and paste the entire thing. Let's just save this. Okay, so it just does it again. Right, so that's the starting frame. Because I don't know, I feels like it would be easier to just delete the character from this. Fill no player. I could be wrong there though, I don't know really. So delete that. Did it delete the right layer? So it just fills up, and this is when you die. Like you won't be in there, right? And then you will be there. Okay. And what was the other one that I needed? So that's when you heal. I'm trying to think. I can't remember. When you fast travel, did I want something different to happen? So let me think for a second. When you die, it just fills up and does this. When you heal, you walk into it, it does
Fish.
this. Fish. I don't like fish. It's like one of the things that I refuse to eat. And then we do that when you heal. Is it going to be different when you fast travel? You walk into it, it fills up. Oh, it drains and you're not there. Yeah, so you do need to do this one where it's the re-atomize, but it's just not, there's nothing, and then fade to black, right? And the level changes. Cool, that's not confusing at all.
Rabbit.
Rabbit? Don't mind some rabbit. I'll eat rabbit. If we're talking food, don't like seafood. Rabbit is fine. I don't get a chance to eat it that often. In fact, there might have only been like a handful of times in my life where I've eaten rabbit. Definitely, I think the last time I went to Italy, I had rabbit. Forklift? I've never eaten a forklift. I've been around plenty of forklifts. Almost got my license at one point. Empty. But I eventually just decided it wasn't worth it. Yeah, I think I think you mentioned it's that at some point. Yeah. Well, I used to work for a factory and it was like it would be easy to okay, so we need to like change the way this slime works in this one. So let's just delete everything except for the slime. Not delete, but hide. And then yeah, it was just too much not worth it. Hang on a second. Okay, so if I'm going to do this, where's slime? So I think maybe the player, so it starts out like this. I'm trying to think when it fills up, it's actually a little bit like the fill.
Did you know?
What did? There's actually like a player starting here. There should really be like the fill no player one. There shouldn't be anything because like theoretically there's no player. So I just need to make this look less like a person. Not that it's like particularly visible. So there you go. It just looks like debris now. Not like a person. Make it look less less human-like. I think that's fine. Okay, and then reatomize is fine because he comes back. And then the reatomize empty, this also just needs to not look like a person when it's doing this. I suppose we go from fill no player. It's kind of similar, right? The fast track, I mean, yeah, we'll just roll with this. Like, it's not that serious, as I said. Let's just try to get it so that it exists, and if we want to do more detail, we can. You disappear now. Okay. Random Google link. What am I getting? Okay, not that bad. Little bit suspect. What is this? Blob slime? Favorite character? Oh, it's like your favorite slime character. Nothing weird about that though. All right. Now let's go back to cleaning this. That is no person here. There's no one here. I don't know what you're talking about. I suppose technically I could do something funny with like the like if he is being sucked away, then like it's something else. I don't know. There's probably a chance there for some form of humor, but I'm not. Cover this up. Also, I just realized that the space between his legs is not colored in during these bits, which is kind of funny. Do like a solid line there. Okay. So now it shouldn't really look like too much at all. And it just goes back to empty and then fade to black at that point. Okay, easy. I think that's all I need, and then we can like start implementing all the different things because we were working on like an enumerator to like have all the different states that this will be in. So we can export this as a sprite sheet, and it'll just be a little bit more. A little bit more than we've had in the past. There's like a layer here that I need to remove, which is window reflection station layer 2, make that invisible. So when I was doing the at station one, like I was having trouble seeing what he was touching because obviously he's in the way, so I had him a little bit transparent, but I needed to separate the two layers. So I had like a white alpha to like help. It'd be cool, I was thinking, like if you had like steam come out of this thing, but I'll worry about that when I'm do like a second pass. Okay, so we've got this. Let's just go asset save station. That's fine, we can save over it. Yep. Export. Okay, then we can jump into Godot. So here is our save station here. It's all messed up because, oh well, there's way more now, isn't there? And we've also like fully done the sound for this already. Well, there'll be more for sure. Okay, so vertical frames, there's way more now. I'd say about that many. 7 H frames. I guess hasn't changed because it's not sliding. So I guess that's good. Okay. Now, all of these will be wrong. Also, is there a way that we can mute, like, sounds from playing? It's going to be kind of annoying. Anyway, if you hear random sounds, it's from this. Close. So this is meant to be close with player, but it's no longer that because all the animations have changed. So we're going to have to, like, redo them. It's fine. I guess what I should have done is put like the new animations at the end of the stack, I guess. I don't know how you call it. So this is meant to be close with player. So we go back to this and we'll figure out which one that is. It might help if I've got that open on another screen so that I can see it. Open in external program. Thank you. So close with player is number 1, 2, 3, 4. Does it start from 0? It does. So it would be 3 then. No, I went back. Go forward. So close with player starts from this frame, I think. And we go backwards. This one is really hard, actually. So the snapping is 1 frame, so we go down 2. And I remember this, you go down 2, because it counts up 1. If you want to do an animation in reverse. And then I guess, I don't know about that last frame is empty. That one stays just gone. Okay, so very interesting thing happening, but you cannot know because I'm not even meant to know. Redacted. Wait, okay. Idle. This is just an empty one where he's not in it, I guess. Through. I mean, we can have it. I think that's better as the idle animation. Liquefy finish. I mean, that's kind of like the one that we're going for. But this needs to be renamed, really, because it's like what this is going to be. Liquefy finish. Player reveal player. Yes, exactly. Okay. This frame here. And this one, I'd say to there. So that is that. And that animation's just a little bit too long. We'll just make this 1.5, eh? Okay. Liquefy with player. That one's actually correct. That's awesome. Open with player. Not even close. This will be... Wait, wrong way. Open with player, right? Yep. So here we go. Oh my god. Needs one more frame. That sounded so funny. Okay. So the release player function you want that to line up with this frame, which it does, because that's when the player is going to reappear in your control. So that is what we want. So that will open up like so. Show interaction icon, that's nothing. So let's just review the ones that we've got. Close with player, idle, liquefy to reveal player. We have liquefy with player. We've got open with player. We have, so we can heal. The ones that we don't have is idle, player at save station. Right. Which is going to be frame coordinate, that one. Create a reset track. Okay, so that's actually a looping frame, and it looks like this. We should probably make this a little bit slower so it doesn't look like he's going crazy. Make it like a 5-second one. We'll just like have a couple of these happen throughout. Like we'll go slow with this. It's not a big deal. We'll add more detail later on. Oh, I did that within 2 seconds instead of 5. Weird. Four, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So he just works at the station. He's sort of like slowly moving. No big deal. Okay. Stop. So that's when you save. That's what he looks like. And then we need a new animation.
Hamburger forklift.
Hamburger forklift? What is the joke with these like combinations? I don't get it. Walk to atomizer. Create. 1, 2, 3, 4. Missed one. Point 8. So we could definitely have like walking noises and stuff happening here. I don't know. We'll work on sound design later. I've done some sound design already, so he walks to atomizer, easy, and okay. So we've got a liquefy. Okay, so we say liquefy. I'm gonna need to like change the name of this. Liquefy in. I want with player, and then I want to make a version of this duplicate, which is no player. Liquefy in empty. And it's going to be the exact same, but different. Liquefy in empty, which is the exact same, but we go to the frame chord 1 and we key the frame. And we just go like this. Right. And then we need liquefy in liquefy finish reveal player. I want to rename that to liquefy empty. And then I'm going to duplicate this and it's going to be liquefy empty no player. And we'll get rid of this. And that should cover most of our combinations. I don't know. That one's with the player. So now it just goes like that. And then fade to black. Okay, so that covers most of it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, show interact icon. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I think we've got all the different interactions. The other thing I know is a redacted information from. Redacted. I'll redact you if you're not careful. Alright, so we got that. Let's go to the code, because now we're going to need to do that. So basically, how this is going to work is we just have a bunch of animation cues for the state that we're in. And that, I think, is all we need. Hello, which game engine are we using? Banned by test. Banned Byte Games? Banned Bytes Games? Welcome to the chat. Hello, I use the Godot engine. It's an engine that I've been using since 2019, 2020, roughly around those times. And I really like it. It took me a while to get into it. I wasn't sold at first, but because I wanted to move from Windows to Linux, it was probably the best option I had, and I sort of pushed through an event. Now, I wouldn't use any other engine. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Obviously, it depends on your goals. But yeah. Okay. So we got the liquefy. These are all changed now. So when we're in a saved, when we choose saved, so there's a couple of things that happens, right? This is on the opening end. No, nice. Yeah, it is. So there's two different stages. There's the stage before you save and the stage after you save. Because the game will reload the current scene in between those two. And right now we're working on the state that you are reloading. So what I'm going to do, you're a stage. I am, I guess. So when you save the game, save sprite player, play, close with player, right? There's actually a bigger queue that needs to happen now. So when you actually press up, what happens? When you press up, you actually go into idle. No, not idle. Player at save station. This is the one here. This is the animation we actually want to go into when we save the game. And it'll sit there until we decide what to do. So it says in save menu. And here we want to say sprite save. We've got two animation players, which is kind of confusing. Save sprite player. And we're going to dot play player at save station. Right? Easy done. And so it'll just play this animation where the guy, it'll just instantaneously swap the player from facing the camera to not. There's not going to be any kind of interstitial animation to make that smooth. It is what it is right now. If we want to build it out, we can, but I'm not going to bother with that for now. And then we still haven't designed the UI for fast travel, but basically what I want to do is have like a set of menus appear at some area around above the player, kind of like you can see what he's looking at. And basically your options will be like, you know, change your loadout, change your like fast travel, heal, or leave, right? And those will be it. Essentially, I think that's really the three options that we have right now. Is there anything the player can do that you would be able to change? in the main menu. Let me just run the game a second. I think it is just like the loadout that I want to move to the save menu so that you can only do that while you're saving the game. Okay, the idle animation is wrong. So you got inventory, which is fine. You got the map, whatever. It's abilities. No, it's mod chips. It's the mod chips that I want to put there. But yeah, I would say that, yeah, that's probably the only one right now. So it's just those three. Fast travel, mod chips, and healing are going to be the options for the player when they're at that station. And so yeah, basically we do this. I don't think it's going to do anything now. I think I'm just trapped in this position. Depending on what I've done, I guess so. But yeah, it's pretty tough, especially in like scenes like this. We'll have some issues about where to put this menu, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so let's work on this. We need to create like a really rough menu. I think that's the thing. I was trying to go fancy straight up, but I just need to rough it in and then touch it up later. Problem is I can't use the mouse. I suppose for like the first draft I can have mouse buttons. But for the final game we can't use the mouse. Okay, so when we save at PlayStation, player save at save station, right? Why couldn't we actually exit this? Is it because I disabled this? UI cancelled exit save station? I actually don't know. Release player? Exit save station? I don't really know. Anyway, why don't we just try to get the saving? I need to get it back to the original state that it was in. So what we'll do is I'm going to assume if in save menu, exit save station, get viewport set input is handled. I think if I bring this back, I will be able to like, do whatever. It should just load up. I don't know. Yeah, well, the load time's long. Okay, I mean, it kind of worked, but obviously it's not. On save station reload, animation not found, look for, yeah, the animation is all wrong. Right, okay, so I don't know if I actually reloaded or saved because the UI is not even visible at the moment. Which is a whole other issue. So, are we on save station? Let's bring up the animations. The reset is wrong. That one. Actually, it's that one. And then we've got a bunch of animations that we just need to replace here. So when you save, that was the thing, right? So like when we're saying that it's saved, basically what we want to do, depending on like your chosen thing, we'll say, so right now I'm just saying like if you press escape, it's going to exit the save station and that is just going to take you to game reload save. Like it's just going on this loop. Like right now we probably want to play 2 animations, right? Depending on what's happening. And then on the way back through, so basically every time that we release ourselves, what we really want to do is, what do we do here? Do we, okay, so I'm trying to think. I've been stuck in the Unreal Swamp yourself for 10 years. It's so cool to see something different. Nice, dude. I only spent like a couple of years looking at Unreal. Too complicated, if you ask me. But if you're doing something really techie, then it's pretty cool. Like if you're doing something very realistic, I don't know, like 3D is so good for 3D. Yeah, so I guess I'm trying to think. What I'm trying to think through is like the order in which I do things, right? So right now, it just, as soon as you press the escape key to get out of this state, then you're like reloading the level, which I already explained that I don't necessarily want to do. I want to give players the option to not do that. So they can still go to the station, save their game, change their loadout without actually reloading the level and resetting the enemies. So in order for that to be possible, what we need to do is probably have an idea about the state that we're doing prior to that. So there needs to be an idea, because right now the concept is display a label that show the machine state. Yeah, I mean, I'll do that in a second, but right now I'm trying to think of the actual way that we're going to store that information, because we're not even storing it. Basically what was happening is when I did this the other day, the game state kind of knows what's going on, so it just was saying, you know, go to this one, go to that one. But if we want something to happen prior to that, we kind of need to know here that we are what we're doing, basically. So if we're saying, oh, okay, we saved, we're going to fast travel, we're going to game over, that's actually more now, right? There is just loadout. And then probably just exit. I don't think there's any other things. I will worry about that later. But also we need a concept of the current save station state, because there isn't one right now. And without that, we're not going to be able to do anything. So current, and we don't have any input either. So like, it's kind of, which comes first, chicken or the egg? Current station state. And this will be a save station state. And we also need idle if we're going to like actually. So we start off in idle. And then based on our inputs will depend what we do. So if we choose to go to the save, we want to save our game. No, that's not even what we want to do. If we want to heal, this is actually different. This is heal. Because save automatically is going to happen as second you like actually just get onto this. I'll put a space after this. I actually don't know how it's supposed to go. And then it needs to decide what to do. And realistically, on the ready function, right? It needs to be told set state, probably, and then, oh goodness, saved. This is heal now. That's easy enough. Machine needs state. Yeah, the machine is actually a machine now. The problem is we don't have any way of interacting with it. So we need to like touch up that menu. Sorry for all the questions, but what language? Godot has its own language. It's called GD script. You can code in any language you want in this engine, but it has its own. So I use that primarily. I don't really use anything else, not for this game. I've dabbled a little bit in C# with it in the past, but I've never really committed to a larger project with that. But yeah, I think, what is it called? GD extension? There's like a mod basically that allows you to put any language you want, and it'll automatically bind the functions to that language. I don't know how it works, but people make them. Save station. I need to fix up the UI for this to really make sense in my head. And the UI stinks. It's so bad. It's just the fast travel menu. Okay, so we add one here. Well, not really. What we want is like a set of buttons. So like, actually what I want to see is like, say we're at this station. Just go like new, what is it? 320 by 180. What? I can't paste that in? That's so uncool. Like I can't just make a copy of this and put it in here. Hey, Garrick, how are you? Swigs is a genuine Australian Bundaberg sarsaparilla. Oh yeah. I don't mind the Bundaberg rum. Oh, what is it called? Ginger beer. I shouldn't say. I like the rum as well, but. So like, let's say you're just at this, right? Like, I don't know. There's some stuff below you. Let's just like line it up. I kind of want to see like above this some squares. So I'm just mocking up the menu I want to make with some labels, you know? Probably not that big, to be honest. It doesn't need to be that big. Like, yeah, you've got a button here, you got a button here. And like one of them will be like fast travel. Maybe not the first one. Maybe the first one's going to be like heal. I don't know what we'll call it. Restore, regenerate. Regenerate probably makes the most sense about what this character is about to do. Regenerate, and then you might put like mods, and then you might put fast travel. I think those are the three meaningful ones when it comes to the different states, because the other ones are going to be like game over is not a state that you can choose. It's just going to be one that happens to you. And then exit, I guess, yeah, we need a button for exiting. So yeah, then you'll have another button here. That's what I think I want to see. And then like, it's not actually going to show you the fast travel menu. It's just buttons, rather than like when we did the other menu, which is like a full screen menu that like takes you into it. You sort of have to choose what you want to do before you get put into it. And maybe that's even too much, because like a lot of other games, they'll just like let you sit here and then you can like press the menu button and you can do whatever you want to do. Like I know in Silksong, you don't have to, obviously you just sit at the bench and then you like press the menu, and things that you can't do normally, you can do. Like it opens up new menus for you in the menu screen. But like Nine Souls doesn't really do that. It sort of just like gives you a bunch of buttons. Will you be adding the font open dyslexic? I can. I'm a bit far away from that, but like, I guess I'll look into it. It's a cool idea. I don't see any, like, I think it's good to support accessibility options. I don't know if, it depends on like the level of effort, I guess. I do like that idea. What about a green hologram that picks, opens up? Yeah, I think that would be cool. Like if it was green or something, because like it'll suit the aesthetic. Worry about that later, but yeah, I think green, like black on green, like the old DOS menus, is sort of what I want to go for. But yeah, we'll just make a couple of buttons and then we'll go from there. So that's what that should look like. Planning. What is this? Margin container? Yeah, that's fine. Tab container? Nah. I don't want to delete this, but I do want to hide it. And then we'll just put buttons. We'll make a HBox container, a VBox container, I should say. And then put some buttons here. What did I say the first one should be? Should be regenerate. Regenerate. Okay. Regen button. And then I think I said fast travel or mod. Mod button. I'm just trying to think, like, what are you more likely to want to access? Healing, obviously. And then fast travel. And then exit. I forgot the button at the end of this. There we go. We'll do that, and then this is fast travel. I think I need to come up with a better word for fast travel, but I'll just put fast travel for now. I need a funny in-world word for it, you know what I mean? And this, I don't think we want this to fill the entire screen, but it is inside a margin container, so I think it's kind of like just locked in to do that. We don't even necessarily want it to look like this. I mean, it's going to fill the screen, so... Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, like, ideally I'd want this to be a floating menu, but that I think is actually kind of hard to do. Like, I'd want this to always appear around here. So canvas layer might not actually be the right choice for these buttons. It might actually be like a different kind of UI, but for now we'll just do this, I guess. This will work. This will definitely work. Theme overrides, I guess. What I do want to know is like the layout and the container sizing. Shrink center is probably better. And then shrink center. So we'll just put it in the center of the screen like that. That'll do. And then we'll have some buttons. And then this can, yeah, we'll work out that stuff later. But yeah, we've got the regen button. So how does this all work? Depending on what we choose, we're going to create a fast travel icon. Yeah, if we need to, we need always in one place, no on screen. Yeah, it needs to be floating. Swap icons in later. Yeah, exactly. We'll do it with the grey Godot theme for now, and we'll worry about that later. Okay, so we've got create fast travel icon. So this is all about fast travel because we were trying to do that before. But we can just ignore that code and keep using this. Change these to all be access is unique name. Any chance to save localization? I don't understand the question. Do you mean like to set for the player to be able to set where they're going to actually respawn from? Any chance to save on localization? Use an ideogram. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, use icons. I get it. That's a really good point. Then you don't have to translate the buttons. I've not realized how much of the land I have eaten in Minecraft. I have just been here. Let's just say 9 times 8 chunks and they are 11 blocks tall. That's just humans, right? We be like carving up the land. We don't even realize it. Same in real life, basically. All right. So yeah, now we can add these variables in for the buttons and then we can just set up what they do. I don't even know if I need them, to be honest. I just drag them all in. Yeah, we've got the variables, but really we just need signals. Like, what do you do if they press this button? What do you do if they press that button? Yada, yada, yada. Do we even need, honestly, I suppose, like, if you choose mod, if you choose fast travel, you want to show another menu, but the regen button, literally, this is just going to get connected to the save station, and, like, I suppose we can connect the signal to both locations. So we can go pressed, and we can connect it to the save station menu, and we're going to tell the save station menu to just disappear. It's actually not going to do anything else. I'm going to delete that function. I don't know what it's there for, but it's annoying me. Okay, well, never mind. Bring it back. Don't even comment it out. Put an underscore here and it'll stop being yellow. There we go. Okay. And then same with the regen button here. When it is pressed, we go back to the save station. And then we can set the state and we can set off the chain of events that we do. So then we can say, state, current state. Current station state is going to be equal to heal. Save station state dot heal. Okay. And then we can set off the animations that need to happen before that goes ahead. So the two animations that we need to happen are going to be walk to atomizer. So we can go rename and just copy that. I guess we just paste that in for now. And then we'll save sprite. That's the function we need. Okay, 202,752 blocks. Damn, dude. That's a lot of blocks. Do you ever play the competitive Minecraft? I hear people talk about that. Okay. And then we also need to save sprite player queue. No, I just like playing with friends with a bunch of mods. Nice. And then it is liquefy in with player. And then we can rename and do that. Do that. And then that should trigger an animation, should trigger the reload scene. So now we actually want to call, at the end of this, we want to actually activate a method, save station method, which is going to be exit save station. And then it's going to reload save level. Okay. 75 mods, that sounds like a lot. Insert key, exit save station, and that will trigger the reload, and which will subsequently trigger the rest of the animations. And basically, we want to catch what's happening on the other side. Realistically, I think there's a couple of different ways we could have gone about this, but like, I know, I guess it's kind of hard. You could play all the animations and then reload the scene. But I guess we're going to do it like halfway through, and then like either way, you have to play something on the other end. Like if you're, especially if you're fast traveling and gaming over. Got my game jam submission done in at 3 AM last night. Watch the game jam. I can play the game if you want. If you're feeling keen, I'll play your game. You might have to send a Discord link, or even if you just tell me the name of the, actually, you know what? I can just go to itch and find you. Do it. Gwebble 2026. Oh, it's the Gwebble Jam? Yeah, sweet as. Where am I signed in to itch? What browser? I'm signed in here. Gwebble. If I just go to that, will I be able to see the submissions? Jams. Submissions. Search by title. I'm assuming it's just going to be under Rembot. Dreadlock Hellstorm. This looks sick. Hold up. To be honest, the rules are on the stream that I need to play games via the Brave browser. Those are the rules set by myself when I set up my streaming setup. Because it's the one that has controls. First 2D game ever made in Godot. Okay. And also, like, if other people aren't aware, Rembot is another creator on YouTube, makes awesome tutorials, makes awesome games too. I haven't had the chance to play them, but I've looked at the trailers. They look really fun. So, definitely check his stuff out. We're going to play this. And I'm going to move. Okay, should I read? Do I need to read? WASD movement. Destroy the hippie camps and all the hippies. Oh no! Are we taking a trek down to Byron Bay to destroy the hells, to destroy all the hippies hanging out in Byron Bay? They will try to put out your fire. Avoid getting chased down and splashed. They will give up when their tents have been destroyed. Avoid getting whisked away by the hula hippies. Move faster when you're surrounded by flames. Wet blue trees. Oh, yeah, wet trees slow you down. Nice. Touch trash cans full of nitrous oxide for a huge explosion. Okay. Nice. What are the levels? It's loud, eh? I got a mix. That feels about right. Nuke and Nimbin, hell yeah. Also, like, it's funny, I went to Nimbin for the first time a couple of months ago, and I was actually low-key disappointed because people had built it up to be like this hippie haven, I guess you would call it, and it was not at all like that.
Oh man, I love listening to shit music and doing ketamine. Oh man, dude, what's that over there?
I used to DJ at hippie events like this, made music 15 years. Oh, nice, dude.
I hope it doesn't come over here and stop us listening to shit music and doing nangs.
Wait, oh, I'm literally a fire. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you go faster when you burn stuff. Okay. Wait, dude, this looks sick. Oh, okay. So they hit me, I lose. Dude, this is so sick. Wait, I need a speed boost. Dude, I got him. Wait, no. I got one more life left.
Does anybody else feel that?
Where are the tents? Is there more tents? I'm lost. The theme is slow burn. Okay. Congratulations, you killed all the hippies. Dude. Oh. Oh, I lost a life, but I killed a bunch of people doing it. Oh, I thought I was gonna get that. Oh, damn. Oh, they're on me already. Does anyone have any weed? Oh, shit. Oh, I got them all. Hippies remaining. Didn't even see that. That's sick, dude. The art is so good. Oh, I'm gonna snake my way around. You could totally turn this into a full game. And then all you have to do is like add power-ups and stuff. Oh, I'm gotta go for... Oh, it looked like Sonic from the back. It's lit. Oh god. Oh god. Kite. Oh no. They're gonna get me. A friend of mine is a pixel comic artist. Just moved into my house a fortnight ago. Nice. I do remember you said that you had someone help you. Oh. Wait, there's one there. Get some speed up. Get some speed up so I can get... Oh no. Oh no. No. It's nice. It's just a nice focus on development. That's a good point. Yeah. Like having to split your like desire between that. If I had participated in this jam, I would give this 5 stars. I can't just make a beeline for it. There's so many. I'm not moving fast enough. I got him, but at what cost? I'm too slow for this level, I think. This is sick, dude. 5 stars from me. Awesome. Also, I guess I put the link in the description if anyone wants to try it out. Nice. Nice job, dude. I think you're gonna win. I haven't played anyone else's games, but that's my decision. Gee whiz, tell Gee whiz that I give that 5 stars. And they need to take that into account. Okay. Let's go, 5 stars, exactly. No, that's really good. That's high quality for a jam. Was it a 2-day jam? Was it a week jam? I don't know. I guess it was a week jam, right? One week. Okay, not bad. You're on level 4? Damn, you did better than me. I couldn't get past level 3. Lots I wanted to polish, but yeah, you never get there. The gameplay is super fun, dude. Okay, so we need to go through these and change them. So when you heal, so we do liquefy in with player when you press the regen button, and then when you come out, there is liquefy finish. Delete that one. Artist got to level 8, 430 hippies. It's chaos. Yeah, I imagine. You add power-ups to that, you have like a survivor clicker, whatever they're called. Vampire survivor type game, right? Easy. Easy money. Liquefy empty reveal player. We were thinking of adding a dash, but not sure what else to add. I suppose you could do like, you know, because the hippies, I guess they get like destroyed by the fire, right? They do burn, so you could have stuff like comes off you, like an emission. You know, like if you've ever played like MMOs or like in Diablo. You know, you can have like an area of effect around you as you move. Stuff like that. There's tons of things I think you could do. But yeah, it's a bit coming up with ideas for like power ups is really hard. I've got 3, and I've been trying to think of more. Okay, so if we're healing, we liquefy and then we open with player, which is still called that, and then we go to idle. Do I think 2536 redstone is enough? To do what? To do what? What are you doing with your redstone? Are you going to make a computer? Are you going to make a calculator? Okay, when you play game over, what you actually want to do is do liquefy in empty. And we're just going to do the queues. That's how much I got from all the mining. But what do you plan to do with it though? Liquefy in reveal player? Making a god level where you can think of with everything you can think of and slowly pull it out. Yeah, true. Reduction. The same thing you do with music, right? Well, that's how I do it. I'm not a very good musician. Mediocre. Open with player. Liquefy in empty. Liquefy empty player, and then open, and then idle. Okay. And then for fast travel, true, I do that too. Layer up every part of the song and then pull it out. Yeah, it's the easiest way. Especially for games, like, because I've been like working on this, trying to make music for this game, and it's like when you're writing like a song, it's kind of easy just to come up, like what I used to do is just like try to come up with something catchy, and then just because I'm only playing guitar, it would be like you build it up from that. But then for game music, it's like, okay, well, I need something kind of repetitive, but then I need it to like have little bits and variations. And so you sort of come up with this like really dense, maybe like 4-bar thing. And then you're like, okay, well, I can stretch this out and make it like a whole minute, maybe a minute and a half if I like layer up different bits and combine them together. And then it's like, yeah, it's repeating, but like it changes a little bit. Video game music is interesting. You gotta not pull focus and not be super repetitive. Yeah. And it's really easy to like, I mean, cause I'm like, I'll just get on the keyboard and I'll just like come up with a little thing and then I'll be like, yeah, just play that. And it's like, wait, there's like 8 seconds of music just on repeat. You can't do that. It's tricky. But then sometimes like you do want it to be like a banger. I try to listen to, I've been listening to like the Mega Man OSTs to get inspiration for this game. And some of those songs are like straight up so good. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. They were on some shit when they were making that music. Bangers. I don't even know who did the music for them. I should probably find out. Okay, so when we fast travel, it's liquefy in, it's actually this animation. I'm getting kind of lazy. Well, hold up. Because that'll be different. It's a whole different thing. We have to think about what happens when the game reloads. So this is when you're in the new place. So it'll be liquefy in empty. Actually, when you fast travel, actually it's kind of the same as game over now that I think about it. The liquid comes in with the system empty, and then it reveals the player on the inside. Actually, yeah, it's the same thing. They can almost be the same state, but like, you know, for the sake of this, I'll just copy and paste, I guess. I think eventually this will need to be more complicated, but for now it's just like a list of different animations to play. We'll just roll with that for now. So I can't think of a better way to do it. Just a bunch of animations. Okay, so now when we press the regen button, it shows up. But okay, so how do we get to those buttons, right? So when you save, this is when you save games. So this is like when you press up to like save, you go to this player at save station thing. Save menu show, which will show the buttons. Okay, wait, I wasn't reading. Updating, okay, that's how much I got from the mining. Upgrading my mod stuff because some redstone. Maybe a lot of digging is now in general. I wish I knew. I don't know nothing about Minecraft. I played it like one time back in 2010, 2011. When did it come out? It was really early. It was maybe like a year in to its release. Its official release in November 2011, so it was probably 2012. I was living in Prince Street. I can dox my old address. I don't mind. The best place. I lived with all my friends. It was so sick. And I remember I was meant to be studying for my finals because I was just about to graduate university. And there was a couple of games that I was really playing a lot. I was playing a lot of Dota 2, and I was playing a lot of DayZ, but the mod, not the release game, because I don't think that existed yet. But I had issues. I didn't like DayZ because I felt like I even remember like recording a bit, like I was like, for sure my cursor's on them, but nothing is happening. And so I felt like I got jibbed every single time, so I kind of like didn't really like it that much, but I had a friend who really liked playing it. And then Dota 2. I was playing a lot of Dota 2. And yeah, I do remember at some point playing some Minecraft with the same guy that liked playing DayZ. Okay, so yeah, the button shows up. Okay, that's right. We're gonna go and look at the button. The button. So, what are we doing here? The tab container is hidden. Save station gets revealed. That gets... Save menu show? Save menu is control. Is it set? What is it? It's an export. Mm-hmm. It's the correct menu. Okay. Easy. If it pulls too much, people will mute straight away. Oh yeah, that's sorry. I don't know if I read that, but yes, we were talking about that. Press play. Let's see what happens. Oh. Yes. Actually, what we do need to do is store the state of the save station when we come back in. Save station. Current state equals save station dot current station state, and then we will pass that back in when we load up, so that it's in the same state when it comes. Run that. And theoretically, if everything goes well, okay, so we save, we get the menu, which we should just be able to click. So if I click regenerate, what we're expecting to see is the character to walk into the save station, the thing to fill with goo, the screen will flash, the camera will go crazy. Actually, it won't in this room, but the camera will go crazy. We're going to have to cover that up. And then the goo will disappear and the player will be released. Pretty good. And then we can just walk on. So I guess just to prove that this is actually working, we can clear this room of enemies. This guy doesn't have a navigation. He doesn't chase. I'm pretty sure this room just doesn't have one. Also, the UI doesn't show up, which is kind of annoying. I can't kill him. He's out of vision. But I'm pretty sure those don't respawn, right? Yeah, they're just gone now. Okay. All right. So yeah, same thing again. Regenerate. Actually, you know what? I think there is a problem with that animation though. Go back. Regenerate. Yeah, see how it skips the closing animation. And obviously the enemies come back, but you know, not bad. Sounds are a little bit annoying, but we'll worry about that later. Sound design was done very hastily. So, first things first, we are missing an animation. This is not the game. This is not the save station. I was like, why is it so long? Okay, so here we walk to the atomizer, and then we actually have to play close with player. Is it gonna knock? It's not gonna. It's not gonna. What I feel for me? Come on, man. Close with player. Romeo's strategy was slap anything in and change it later. If it works, it works. Okay. I guess we'll test that, even though I'm 90% sure it's going to work without issue. Like, why does it feel more zoomed? That still doesn't feel right. Let me watch that again. Close. Yeah, it's still missing. Something went wrong there. What's going on? Q, close with player. Q. Oh, close with player. Does it have like a command with it? Close with player calls exit save station, which we don't want it to do anymore. I don't think. We might, I don't know, we might for some others, but since we want the order to be filled. Looks good to me. The other thing that's really missing is like when you actually access this, it just puts you right here. There's no like, you don't walk to that, which is fine for now. And then yeah, we'll have to work on these other buttons. Leave does nothing, mods doesn't do anything, regenerate is the only button that works right now. And it looks like shit, but everything else is working how we want it to. So when we get a game over, what this is actually going to be a little bit more challenging. Maybe it's not. Should it just work off box? Like out of the box? It should just work, right? Let me just test it and find out. Let's see what happens. Will it crash? Go back to this one. Let's just bang our head into this guy over here. You have 34,000 carrots. Can I have one? Yeah, you just reappear. Which is not what we want. Okay. Now the game state controls that. I can have 7,000 carrots. I don't even know if I can eat 7,000 carrots. All right. Game over. So what do we say? Game location, player location. This is the thing. We don't have access to the save state. So the save station doesn't do anything. You're just placed at that location. What we need to do is have a way of getting that. Now, we do know... I guess we know where you go. Like, if we know that... We know where you last saved. So... we can probably just grab that based on the ID. We've got a function for it. Right? Go all the way down here. Can't beat level 4. Damn. It's a rough game. It's very punishing. How long have you been spending on that? Wait, it was like 10 minutes. Yo, Agent Froggy. Hello. I just assumed you used all caps because you were excited that I was streaming in the evenings. Is that not what you were? We have a friend. Angel, come here. Come and say hello. Come closer. I don't have anything for you. She really doesn't like jumping. The branch manager is here. Inspection. Yes. I don't think, she doesn't like coming into this room. Now that it's full of crap, basically. Gets a little bit upset. I suppose there's not as much space as there used to be. Okay, so we were looking at game over, and also I was looking at log save station location requested. Nope. What we want to do. Load game from menu. What's the name of the function? Is it the same room? I thought you shifted. No, it's the same room. It's just there's a bunch of stuff in here now. Because the guest bedroom is being like renovated, so I had to move everything out of there because it's a mess. It's almost done though. I think I'll keep the bed in the background. I think actually it does a really good job of changing, like the audio sounds a lot better now. Yeah, okay, she's not happy. Hang on a second. There we go. I moved her to the spot that she prefers. Better. I don't know if I can actually show giant muffled sound absorber. Yeah, exactly. Like all this stuff helps because the ground is tiled. So it echoes a lot in here. And now that there's a gigantic bear and a bed and a bunch of plastic boxes, it helps like reduce that, which makes it way nicer to edit. I have a pug. She sleeps anywhere flat. Jeez. That's, yeah. Angel's very fussy. She must be on 2 beds. She must be wrapped up in her blanket. Otherwise she'll scratch. And also, like, the bed, I put the bed in a different spot than what she's used to, and she wasn't happy about that either. She needs it. She doesn't, I think we started putting her in the hallway because basically my office and my wife's office are like opposite. And so if you put her in a particular spot in the hallway, she can see both of us, and she really likes to lay there. She can inspect both of us as we work. Okay, so I'm still lost about what I'm trying to do here. So I call a function called reload save level self. Okay, and so when we do that, we do this. Get node in group, and then we go if save station query. What we need to do is actually probably log the last station that you saved at on the player. I don't actually know. I'm starting to wonder, like, do I already have that information? Does the player have that information on them or no? I only just created the concept of an ID, so I don't think so. So what I need to do when we save, actually store that. You know what I mean? Like, save, like the save location. We store the fast travel locations. We don't store the last save station that you saved at. So we need to store that so that when you die, we can actually get that object. You're feeling sleepy? Sleep well, dude. It's getting pretty late, I guess. It's 8 PM. It's probably not that time where you are, but okay, so we do need to like keep track of that. The player I feel like is the most appropriate to know what this information is. Probably in the data, right? 3:40 PM. Go have a nap. In the player data, we can have an export variable. We don't really even need to know. We don't really even need to know much at all. Save station ID. It's a string name. That's it, because there's already a function when you load up the level to loop through the node structure and look for that. So we just log that. We just leave it blank, I guess. In fact, I don't think we need to put an equals. And that'll just get saved now, so we don't need to worry about that. But that does mean we need to update that when we save the game. Now, the save station does actually have access to the player because it needs to like know what the player is. So if we go back to the save station, and here you have player dot add health. So we also healing here. Actually shouldn't do that because we're going to do it when we have access to the player. So that really is on the regen. We'll do it before the animation plays. It's probably not technically correct, but whatever. That's fine for now. So when you save the game, we are going to say player data dot save station ID. Get instance ID? No. ID gen? It's just ID. That's not what it's called though. I'm so dumb. Equals ID. Okay, so we set that to be that, basically, when you save the game. So then it knows where to go. And now, when we go back to the game state, and we're actually trying to load after you get a game over, we can call this function called here, get node in group. So literally this. Should this be its own function then? I guess it should be. get save station. And then we pass in the level. And it's a node 2D. And then we pass in, that's it. That's all we need. I suppose it's still cranky. What is it cranky about? Expected, it needs an ID, right? Just a string name. If is equal to that, then we're good to go. Indent, it's not happy about the indent. Ah. Void return. It returns a save station. Okay, so if id gen I equals on save station reload reload save. So it's calling this function, but it shouldn't be. On save state. So what we do is we just var station is equal to save station, and then that gets set here. Let's just comment this out because I don't need to like move this. That gets set here equals I, and then return. Realistically, yes. What you do is you actually just put that at the bottom here, and then it will return no matter what. And then you can say if actually add levels child, we go var station. Oh, let's just use that word again. Save station is equal to get save station. And then you pass in the level. And you pass in the ID, which is save station ID. And then you go if station, then you do this. Station dot on save state station reload. And what is this? Current state. Current state. Save station state. Okay, so it should be happy now. Why is it cranky at that? Save. Oh, it has no static type. Okay, my bad. This is a save station dot save station state. In case you were wondering, Godot. Okay, easy. Okay, now I have a function called get save station. So when we get a game over, we can add level as child. We've got this here. We can actually just go var station and say this is a save station. It's going to be equal to get save station. We pass in the level, and then we pass in the player data. We actually have that here. Or we could get it directly from the player. We could go player.playerData.save_station_ID. And then we could say if station, then station dot set. An important study came out. 3 years of AI on Steam. Sulka Harrow. What is this? Have people been checking? Have people been checking on worth reading in my downtime? What about reading on Steam? Is it really long? Substack. Is there a dark mode? Probably if I signed in. Okay. 3 years of AI on Steam. A data study of 53,600 Steam games released from mid-2023 to mid-2026. Since January 2024, good news, any dev who deploys AI gets absolutely destroyed. Yeah, that makes sense. Gamers don't like it. It's kind of obvious. Like it's so clear when a game is made with AI that it met with immediate backlash from the players. And I think very often, like, developers that are willing to do that don't make quality games, right? So there's a double feedback there. And maybe that will change one day, but right now, that's not how it is, right? Since January 2024, Valve has required developers to disclose AI-generated content on their Steam store pages. That disclosure is a small machine-readable footprint, and if you collect it for every game month by month, you can watch the entire generative AI wave roll throughout the game's industry in real time. So I did. This post is built from a full census of 53,597 games released between July 2023 and July 2026. Not a sample for each. Not a sample. He took all of it, and he used AI to crunch it. I'd be interested if he actually did that. We're in the Slopzoic era, boom tish. Yeah, this is going to be like the 1980s gamer collapse. For each one, I recorded whether the store page carries the AI generative content disclosure section, and then when the flag first appeared, an estimate of its revenue and the actual text developers wrote. Here's what the data says. The option disclosure was switched. The disclosure was switched on in 2024. Then adoption climbed. Interesting. Steam game launches and AI content disclosure. Mid-2023 to mid-2026 full picture. Pre-mandate, 1%, less than 1% flagged. And then AI disclosure from Jan 2024. AI disclosure mandated. There's a 1 to 7% in 1 month. And then look at it now. Wow, 35% of games have an AI content disclosure? That's actually crazy. I didn't realize it was that widespread. I mean, I know a lot of people put like a lot of games out, like, and probably more so now that they're using AI to quickly generate them. But yeah, I didn't know it was that many. Damn. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, I was like, can I read the rest? The article is really valuable. Yeah, I agree. One caveat first, because it is essential to reading this chart. Steam's AI disclosure mechanism did not exist before January 2024. There was no field to fill in and nothing to show on a store page, so contemporaneous AI disclosure in 2023 was structurally zero. Not low, impossible. So what's the 1% sitting under the shaded 2023 stretch? It's entirely retroactive. A small number of older games later went back and added the flag once Valve's system went live. More than that in section 7. Read pre-2024 portion as near zero baseline that only exists because I'm measuring today's flags against historical release dates, not as early adoption. Okay, that's weird. I just, like, my scroll button is now in zoom mode. Okay, we good? What the data shows cleanly is the moment that the mechanism turned on, the first cohort submitted under the new rule surfaced in February 2024, and the flagged share jumps from 1% retroactive noise to 7% real at submission disclosure in a single month, then climbs steadily. Yeah, oh damn, that's crazy. I wonder what it's going to be next year. We're not even halfway through. It's kind of sad, really. By I guess it depends what they use it for. Like, do you need to, I assume, I don't actually know, but I assume you need to, do you need to do an AI disclosure if you use like AI for your coding? Like, you know, some people use like Claude Code or whatever. They're not using it in an agentic kind of way, but they're using it to like do fill outs. In the future, it'll be 1% of us in the corner. Yeah, for real. I don't know if, I don't actually know if that's like something you need to do. You know what I mean? Steam's AI disclosure. Can I Google that on the side here? I'm not sure where you are drawing the distinction. Well, you know what I mean? Like, if you use it, like, I know a lot of people just use it for their coding when they're like, I know a couple of developers in real life and they use it. Well, you know, you've mentioned it before, like when you're like working, like chat interface to model a class rather than have an agent edit the file. Yeah, like I don't actually know because I don't use AI, but you are still copy and pasting yourself. Not even that, like if you're just using it as like a way of doing pre-fill stuff. I actually don't know how it works because I've never used it, but I know it exists as a way to like quickly fill out code. I know a few people have submitted cognitive submissions with it. Whoa. That's crazy. I can't actually find their page. Teamworks Development, AI content on Steam. We shared that our continues to be shipping as many games as possible on Steam. Last few months. Okay, so this is what their policy is, by the way, because I actually don't know. Pre-generated any kind of content, art, code, sound created with the help. Yeah, I guess it would consider that agentic. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Content survey developers fill out when the Steam. The survey now includes new AI disclosures section where you'll need to describe how you are using the AI in development. It separates AI usage into two broad categories: pre-generated, any kind of content, art, code, sound created with the help of AI in development. Under Steam distribution agreements, you promise Valve that your game will not include illegal or infringed content, which is impossible, but whatever. I suppose you could generate a model based on your own artwork maybe, but like whatever. No one does that if they're doing this. And that your game will be consistent with your marketing materials. In our pre-release review, we'll evaluate the output of AI-generated content in your game the same way we evaluate non-AI content, including a check that your game meets those promises. Live-generated, any kind of... Okay, so they've got the two. Live generation. So when the game has like live-generated content, like I guess the characters, you can interact with them, and they're using a chat model to generate speech or whatever. Okay, so you do have to do it with code as well, so it kind of makes sense because I think a lot of developers do that, like especially if you're working for the AAAs. I imagine all the AAAs would have to do that now. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the data at the start was stolen with current gen AI, yeah, so if you're using it like just a base model from like whatever, ChatGPT or whatever, you're going to be using copyrighted products to generate anything, basically. Yeah. Have you considered that live generated? Like, I was thinking about using an LLM as an NPC. It's an interesting idea. I think it's probably one of the more valid uses, but like, yeah, I suppose there's still... I mean, it would have to be all locally generated, right? Like, you couldn't really be doing that to a server. I suppose... I mean, maybe you could. I think it would be better if it was locally generated, though. I don't know. Less environmental concerns, perhaps. Roughly 1 in 3 new Steam games carries a genuine at-submission AI disclosure, a real adoption ramp built on top of a baseline that started literally 0. I tried that. The NPC kept losing its model file and go from orc to writing code. Bummer. That's funny, though. The launch boom is an AI boom. Oh, yeah, look, right, okay. Steam's release volume has grown a lot, but the growth isn't evenly spread. Non-AI launches have risen only modestly. Ooh, that's interesting. So the people making games without AI haven't really changed. I wonder if it's just like more people think they can make games because now they don't have to pay someone to do artwork or something like that, or they don't want to do the artwork. I don't know, it's really interesting. While AI flagged launches went from rounding error 13 a month pre-mandate to 530 per month, depending on the work window you pick, 60 to 90% of the growth in the monthly Steam releases is AI flagged games. Yeah, you reckon? Okay, cool. That's crazy. Well, they don't need to know how to code. Maybe. I feel like... I reckon that if you don't know how to code, like making a game, even with AI, would be really hard. Because you're going to run into like issues. The model writes the code and the game is just buggy as fuck. Yeah, I reckon. Also, you can swear, I think. I think it's okay. A lot of artists are suddenly competent in dev. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you'd actually make it to like release if you didn't know how to code at least a little bit. But what do I know? Depending on the window you pick, 60 to 90% of the growth in monthly Steam releases is AI flagged games. The record-setting months of 2026 are in a blue layer stacking up, not a surge in traditional development. That's really interesting. That's actually really interesting. Now the scary part of the doc, yeah, the growth. If you project out what's happening, it goes to like 50%. Dude, that's crazy. Steam game launches and AI content disclosure, actual projection. I suppose, like, you would expect this at some point to, like, level out. The question is just where that point is. Like, are we still on the upward curve? Is it going to be, you know, the opposite? Is it going to be, like, parabolic? Exponential is the word I'm looking for. Is it going to be exponential? Or is it going to be the other way? Is it going to plateau out? Extrapolation is not prophecy, so this scenario is not a forecast. I mean, I've seen models make entire games. They aren't good, but they're objectively games. Yeah, that's a fair point. And yeah, I suppose eventually, like, it will just be like a one-button thing. Okay, guys, I have the plan. This is just like, you know that episode of South Park where they're getting invaded by, like, people from the future? And they all decide to start, you know, they start the pile, if you know what I'm saying. I think we need to start a game dev pile of bad games. Hear me out. Bad games, we just push them all into Steam. Tons of bad games, bad code, and we just push that all so the AI will scoop that up and start using that instead. And it'll start being really bad. And so, like, it'll just, people will stop using it because it won't produce anything good because the material it's drawing from is not good. Does that sound like a good plan? AI disclose games. Okay, wait, where was I? But if the current current trajectory holds, AI disclosed games cross 50% of Steam releases somewhere in 2027, 2028. The band reflects two models: a saturating curve and a plateau near 50%. Yeah, somewhere around there, he reckons. But like, I mean, who knows? But almost none of them make money. Yeah, no shit. Because almost no games do, yeah. I suppose, yeah, that's even doubly true for most people. Before comparing AI to non-AI economically, you have to internalize how brutally hit-driven the platform is. I mean, pushing it onto GitHub makes it more sense than Steam. Oh, true. Yeah, wherever it's pulling it from. Steam's not open source. Yeah, okay. Let's just push trash code to GitHub. The median game that gets any reviews makes it estimated $300. About 28% get 0 reviews. I mean, that is just the real pain of the reality. But LLMs better not be reverse engineering games and learning them from them anyway. That would be very illegal. I got news for you. Well, AI revenue is a hit lottery, not a volume story. Okay, let me see if I can understand this chart. AI revenue, all other AI games, the top 2 AI titles that quarter. Damn, $400 million. I mean, I guess like the question is how much effort does it take to play this lottery? You know what I mean? How much does it cost to play the lottery? Check out what AWS Labyrinth is. It's like a bot web trap. You could do the same thing with code that goes around and around. Hell yeah, let's do it. This is why AI revenue lurches around quarter to quarter. It's not broad trend. Yeah, so I guess there was just a couple of hits here. Or maybe just one hit. Oh, it says top 2. Maybe there was just like something that genuinely went off. I don't know what, but something did. What if he names and shames? It says top 2 titles. Anyway, this is why AI revenue lurches around quarter to quarter. It's not a broad trend. It's whether 1 or 2 AI titles happen to hit, which is the same for reality, I guess, in regular games. In the chart above, the coral slice is just the top 2 AI games each quarter, routinely 45 to 79% of all AI revenue. More AI games shipping barely move the needle. Landing a hit moves everything. Okay, AI shares by quarter, backlog, redated I can't speak. Back catalog, redated EA, that's early access graduations removed. Okay. AI share of launches, AI share of sales. Redated movement. Okay, not much changes there. Still like, yeah, okay. Okay. Measuring AI's share of sales. Using review counts, unit proxies, and stripping out redated backlogs. Titles whose reviews span years, the share grew from 3 to 6% in 2024 and 10 to 27% across late 25 and 26. It's real growth, but it sits well below AI's 33% share of launches, and it's volatile because it rides on hits. Yeah, it's lottery. Okay. Crucially, when you control for time on market by comparing AI to non-AI within each launch month, per game picture is flat, and AI flagged game reaches real modest success tier, less than 100 reviews. Sorry, I meant Cloudflare. You meant the Cloudflare Labyrinth. Okay, so an AI flagged game reaches real modest success tier at only about 55% of the non-AI rate. Okay, so they do perform worse than regular games, I guess, is what he's saying here. And that ratio isn't improved in 2 years. So AI's rising sales share is currently a volume story, not a quality story. Right, so most of the time, those games aren't good. It's just really interesting. More shots on goals, not individual AI games converting better. With models improving, this might change, and it's worth noting that the games using the latest models and other AI tools are still in development. Yeah, okay. I mean, I think like a lot of what makes a game good is not like, a lot of it is just the idea. So like, I would think like intuitively before reading this, I would have said it doesn't really matter how you make the game, whether you make it with AI or you make it yourself or in a team with humans. It all that matters is the idea of the game and whether or not it's fun to play. If you can do that, if that is true, then it's more likely to be successful. I mean, a large part of that is also marketing, obviously. So I don't know if these guys are not marketing very well. I don't know. But like, if you have a good game and it is marketed well, then theoretically it should do better. What AI is used for and how it hits differ from flops. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, there's a trap here. Looking only at successful AI games tells you what winners do, not what the population does. And the population is 87% of commercial non-performers. Food for thought as well as we head towards a 50% bot, yeah. So, I scrapped the disclosure for the next two groups. I scraped the disclosure for the next two groups. The 138 that succeeded and the 400 random that flopped. 50 reviews on the market less than 9 months. And so it's mostly art. Right, succeeded uses less art. Wait, hang on a second. Let me look at this. So both, I would say both are using AI for art, image, and textures, right? Like 57% versus 72. I would say, I don't know, it's like 20%. Is it a material difference? I mean, successful games are less likely to use art, but like they're still using it at more than half the rate of like, it's more than 50%. Voice and speech is 24%, which I find interesting. So if you're successful, you're more likely to use text and dialogue. This is actually bad, right? This is actually good. This is a bad. This means that like the more you lean on AI, the more successful it is. I don't know. How am I interpreting this data? Barely anyone's using it for code, which I thought would be like more. Like if it was a successful game, they would use more code, but it's like, no. It's kind of the same. And they're actually using it for more AI for like art related stuff. Like I think localization and translation is one of the places where it kind of makes sense. Like just get Whisper. I don't know if Whisper's trained. Like, I don't know about the legitimacy of the copyright of, like, Whisper, but, like, it's pretty good. I don't know if I can translate, actually. That's just text-to-speech. What am I saying? In 1990, I got $35 per media cartoon sprite. Today, 0 sales. True. No one's going to pay for that, right? I mean, even before AI, you just got paid an exposure. If you're going to do art. You know what I mean? I don't know. A bit surprisingly, across both, disclosed AI is overwhelmingly visual, but it's more concentrated among the flops. 72% of the flopped AI games mention AI art, image, and textures versus 57% of the successful ones. The successful ones are more multimodal and market-orientated, 3 times more likely to disclose AI voice and localization, and more likely to use AI for text and music. The median flop is an artist asset play and little else. Yeah, they don't have anything else going. They take the art, they slap it on, whatever. The framing diverges just as sharply. Flopped disclosures are barer. The median 13 words. Okay, so they don't say much about it. 35% of flops. Well, yeah, they're probably flopping because they've put no effort in then. They're not even willing to write about it. Okay, successful games hedge and reassure more. 59% use minimizing language. Assist. Okay. Auxiliary, supplementary versus 41% of the flops. 21% add human oversight reassurance. Reviewed and manually refined. From slop to flop. Exactly. Versus 12%. Okay. The higher the commercial stakes, the more careful the wording. AAA boilerplate. Generative AI may have been used. And outright downplaying, we do not use AI generated art. Voice lines disabled by default. Yeah. AI translation seems better than not having it to be accessible for other people. Yeah, I think like it's one of the things that kind of makes sense. I mean, it's tough, you know, like that's a person's job, right? There are people, like I know people whose job it is to do translations. It's like, you know, but now it's just AI. Although like I did help my brother put out an application, and me and my wife helped with the Italian. And like I straight up just used Google, and then we just reviewed what Google said and went like, yeah, that sounds about right. Or no, let's change it to this. So like, you know, we're still using tools to help us get through it, right? So I don't know. I don't know. This reinforces revenue picture from section 4 and 5. The mass of AI games that go nowhere skew towards low effort, single modality art generation with a throwaway line disclosure, while rare commercial successes use AI broadly, voice localization, text, and treat disclosure as something to word carefully. Genuinely AI native games like in Zoe's player-facing generation exist, but across 9,400 AI flag titles, they have a tiny minority. We use SBS translations, and my missus used to do Japanese conversion spreadsheet. Yeah. I think maybe there should be a human translator asset, but they don't have to do all the translation themselves. They just read what the AI write, and yeah, it's like tick and flick, basically. But still, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's part of me that realizes that is something that people used to pay for. Like a lot of the stuff that AI is taking over. So that is a concern from an economic point of view, I guess. But yeah, it's better. Like, it's more convenient. I get it. Especially when it comes to like text. If you're like, you know, it's just text. It's not as important as art. If you're using AI to generate text, it's like obvious, right? But like if you're using it to translate, then it might be less obvious. I don't actually know. Policy leaves fingerprints retroactive flagging. Okay, so retroactive AI flagging over time. I don't know if I care about this. Using the Wayback Machine to date when the disclosure first appeared. On each store, I found 22% significant revenue AI games add the flag after release. Okay. Sometimes years later. Crime scene cleaner, 20 months. Okay, so they never actually... They lied. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. These retroactive additions cluster tightly around Valve's January 2026 policy rewrite. Okay, fair enough. Exactly the signature you'd expect from a compliance sweep. In other words, part of the 2026 uptick in the current flag count is the back catalogue being relabeled, not just new AI games shipping. Okay, and then there's methods and caveats. Oh, there's a part 2. Damn. This goes on. I had way too much fun with this data, so here's a part 2 with even more analysis. AI flag games on Steam part 2. Oh, okay. I have to click it. I don't know if I'm going to click it because we've been reading for a while. Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not good, the current situation. And what it means for the industry, I don't know. Are we heading for another like 1980s Atari style bubble? Maybe. I don't think... I think maybe gaming is too ingrained in culture for it to disappear entirely. Like it did... Well, it didn't even disappear entirely back then, but for it to like become less popular. But maybe there would be like an internal collapse of some companies that bet too much on this AI stuff. I don't know. You know, because like eventually... I guess the question comes around quality. I hope the hype dies down when they fail their first few attempts. Yeah. It does depend on the success or failure. And also then the cost. Like a lot of the companies right now, it's not that expensive, I guess, to generate all this stuff. But eventually I think it will be more expensive. Because it's the infancy stage, and this is what you see with all tech, right? Like it starts off really cheap or free to get you in, and then they jack the prices up because in reality, this stuff costs a lot of money. So maybe at some point there'll be like a switch where it doesn't really become viable anymore. I don't know. But we'll see. Maybe we're doomed. Maybe it'll just be us, like you said, 1%. Organic pixels in the corner making games. Now, what the hell was I doing? Okay, so let's go if station dot... Oh, that's right, yeah. Set... What's the name of the function? Where's the other function? Load game from menu? 8-hour shifts at the door, stopping Terminators getting in. Yeah, God. Just go back to the save station. It's this one. This is the name of the function, and it wants a save station state dot game over. So this one we actually know because we're in the game over function that the state that it needs to be in is the game over state. So we don't need to store it. Anyway, the sloppers are not getting good returns on the vibe softs. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not a viable strategy for money. I mean, making games has never been... Like, here's the reality of it all, right? Like, making games is not a guaranteed way to make money. In fact, it's probably a really bad way to make money. I don't think it's very profitable, right? Only people who do it a certain kind of way. There's a certain kind of way to do it, I think, to like, make enough money to live. And then like making life-changing amounts of money is not a guarantee. That's like based on at least all the things that I've listened to, people I've talked to. Chris PHP, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. I should change this to live chat as well. like based on everything that I've sort of looked at, fantastic way to accrue debt if you have other income. Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, like I suppose I could spend way more money on this, you know what I mean? Like I'm not, you know, I have like a full-time job, you know, I've lived a very fortunate life. I could, if I wanted to, just go crazy on this. Like I could hire a team, you know, send myself broke, but I won't, because I'm an accountant, and I know that's like a fast way to ruin, basically. Like I'm a numbers guy, right? Like I know that's not going to work. Well, I know it's not sustainable, but I guess if you're a different kind of person, just saw this YouTube on the homepage, and I thought I'd check it out before lunch. We are making a game. Not that much debt. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I guess I could spin up a business and hire a bunch of people for about a week. Not about a week. How long do you reckon I could do it for? Probably not that long. 6 months maybe. But I don't want to do that. Actually, the thought of it makes me sick. I much rather just do this on my own in my spare time, and if it happens to make money, that's great. Then like put everything I have into it. Yes, Chris PHP, we are making a game, and I'm trying to find out if I can get my save stations to look right. You know what? We forgot a function. We need to actually make the player invisible. So when we game state game over here, let's say if we find the station, for sure we want to say player dot set sprite manager, hide sprite manager, right? We call hide sprite manager. That'll just make him not visible, so that when we actually call this function to play the reload, the respawn animation, I suppose you call it, he's not just standing there when that happens. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's see if this looks okay. Because I did that and then went on a tangent, which is fine. I like going on tangents. Okay, so let's first just test everything is still working the way we expect. When we're at the save station, that's fine. We hit regenerate. He walks into that. He goes into a little goopy mode and he gets gooped up. He gets slimed and he comes out new. Nice. Using Godot, I see. I always enjoy working with game frameworks like Raylib. I want to try something like that. I really want to try, as a side note, I really want to try making a Game Boy game. But I have to do a lot of research because I'm basically like a script kiddie, essentially. Like I know how to use GD script. I know how to use Python enough to be dangerous. JavaScript, you know, all these things. As long as I'm working within a system, I can do it. But I'm like, I want to make a Game Boy game, and I think it'd make fun content. But like, yo, I gotta learn assembly. Okay, let's see if I die, if I come back. In goop mode. We basically want to be in goop mode when we come back. So let's just jump our head into this guy here until we die. One more, I think. Yay, look at that. Sick. That's sick. I'm happy with that. Even if the sound's a bit funky. Oh my god. I really need to fix the navigation on that room. So if you make our way over to here, we go to this guy. Okay, so this one sits a little bit below the level. It's not really supposed to look like that. We'll regenerate. There's no UI. I have to fix that. It's because I changed the way that the UI presents itself, so... yeah. How do we get that back? Ah, who cares? Let's do a fight. Oh yeah, the other thing we need to do is just make sure that we come back to that. So now that we've saved here, right? Theoretically, Oh, the leave button doesn't work yet. Okay. And see the flicker? We also need to cover that up. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Player.show sprite. Invalid call, non-existent function show sprite and manager in base nil. Release player. Okay. Why did that happen now? And not any of the other times? The player is null. We reloaded the level. We could... So when we call this function on station save station reload, we've actually reloaded the level. So it is possible that the station doesn't actually know about the player. We can actually pass that in here because we're going through the game manager. So, and the game manager does know about the player. So we can actually just go player, not that, underscore player, and it'll be a player character, right? And then we can just set the player to be, not that one, this one, player without an underscore, to be equal to player, underscore player. Now, I guess the other thing is save ready true is how we're doing it. Where, okay, yeah, we've got another variable. It's not just whether or not the player is in the vicinity. Okay, so then in the game state, when we do call that function, too few arguments, right? It says, hey, let me know. I need a player character, and we just pass that in. Okay, so that'll prevent that from ever happening. Not that I was really like, why did it work the first few times? NA Games, welcome. NA Games is freaking out about my code structure. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If it works, it works. Let's see if it crashes now. Not at all. Ah, it still crashes. Okay, there is no player when this is called. What's calling that? So is this just when I change rooms? Hold up, like, because this wasn't a problem when I was just loading the game and testing this out in a single room. You know what I mean? It just started happening when I moved around. Yeah, see, it's fine now. It's when you go to another station that happens. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Welcome to the chat, Neko Katha Nekoa. It's a tough one. Like the cat in Japanese. So if I go up here to this save station and I click regenerate, it'll crash. It's delizioso, like spaghetti. Yeah, made that way to be hard to read. Yeah, I don't want people to steal my code. I promise. That's what I'm doing it to make it hard for people to steal my code. Okay, it didn't crash that time. I don't know why this is happening. Stay away. Let's get back. I need it to crash because I wanted to study the stack. Never let them know your next move. Make a zoo gym if it persists. I don't actually, you know, that's a good point, but I don't actually know if this will work without the main game. It's a good question because it does rely on the save data to exist, I think. What does happen if you just run a level without actually having, because the game behaves differently when it's in a debug mode because, like, you don't want to save the data. I mean, it's fine. Why not try to use it while running? Why were we getting that error just random? Like, because we don't want, like, instability where it like only sometimes works. So I do need to figure out why that was happening. Cool animation, thank you. I worked on it all weekend. We're getting slimed. And we're turning into slime. And now let's see. Some form of race condition? Yeah, I think that is what it is. Like, we are getting access to this thing, or where I think, personally, in my head, what I think is happening, show the finite state machine label. I think what is happening is that I'm looking for the wrong save station, because without it, I mean, that would still just, if you didn't find the right one, you would just appear next to it. You wouldn't actually, nothing would happen. I don't think anything would go wrong because it only gets set off if it can find it. We can do a label with the state machine above it. That's fine. I don't think it's got, I don't know. Zoom in. Much to do with that, but we can always try. Label. Can we just move that around? What's wrong? I don't know. That's the problem. And then state debug. Okay, we'll do an export variable here for show debug. It's bool, it's equal to false by default. And then we'll say if true, also we need to get access to this. Just drag that in. On the ready. If show debug is true, then state debug label dot show. And then we can also say, like here, this is where we set the state. Actually, it's not where we set the state. I'm a little bit more tricky than that. I'm passing that in. The state is rarely set. We're not even matching the, so realistically, we should probably say current state equals state and then match the current state rather than the other way around. That would make more sense. And then also, when this is changing, we can call a function. We can create one right down here at the bottom called like set state, state, and it takes a state and it's a save station state. And it can just go current station state equals state. And then we can say if show debug, then state debug label. Actually, you know what? We don't even need to check that. We should just set it, even if it isn't visible. State debug label dot text equals str. Oh, this is not going to look good. Should make a function for each animation sequence. It'll be easier to read the match case. Thanks. You don't think I know that? Thanks. Getting bullied. This is gonna look like trash, by the way. It's just gonna be like a 0 because they're not text-based. Hey, where's this? str state, I guess. So a state that states the state, stating the state is real and stating the veracity of the state. Control X only takes a minute. I mean, you're not wrong. Game over. We'll start from the bottom. Maybe I should rename it because it's not really game over. It's actually resetting from game over. I don't know, whatever. As long as I understand what it... Call it Bob. What is this? Fast travel? Because the state really only cares about it's literally just so when the game reloads, we know what the heck to do. Heal. Can we change that to regenerate? No, let's call it heal. Whatever. Just because the in-game word for it is regenerate doesn't mean we need to call it that in code. Can you feel it? Can you feel how organized it is? A place for everything and everything in its place. Okay. The label's going to look like 0 to 1. How many states are there? There's actually a bunch of them. We haven't implemented them all yet. So it's going to be like either 0 for heal, or 2 for game over. Those are the only 2 we have right now. And there's a bunch of others which we may or may not need. We'll remove them if we decide we don't. Yes. Yo, Alpos, what's going on? We are working on our save station for our game. We're making a Metroidvania, so that means we need a bench. We need something where the player can go to heal when they die, they come back from, and change their loadout. And it's going pretty well. We've got some nice animations. Now we're just working on the logic to make sure that it plays the right animation when it's in its, like, depending on what's happening in the game, right? So now we've got a little state machine that says if you're healing, to do the heal, it's just a bunch of animations right now, nothing else happens. And then you have save station, fast travel, all that kind of stuff. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Every regeneration now only brings 10% genetic loss. It's actually 100% genetic loss. No, I don't know, it's not even you. I explained, you might not have been in the chat before, but I did explain that the law will be that no, you are not coming back. You actually did die. You're just getting remade so you can keep going. So be careful. It's 100% not you. It's just a version of you. With the memories that you had at that time, I guess. So, like, theoretically, the version that is remade won't ever remember dying. Which I suppose is nice for them. Same composition, different atoms, exactly. Okay, let's see if we can trigger that bug again. Also, I never ticked show debug, so that label isn't going to show up. Show debug. Let's see if we can trigger that bug so that we can figure out what it is. Okay, we regenerate. Everything's fine. Let's go somewhere else. Ouch. I just jump everything. I jump into the the hazards every single time. That one's sitting too low, but we'll just ignore that. And then we'll regenerate. Let's see what happens. Trigger the bug? No? Okay, what if I die? Oh, in this version I've already completed that gauntlet. Okay, suddenly we're going to reset the encounters. And so that we can just redo it. We just have to reload the level. Maybe we'll trigger the bug. Okay. Kill me. We'll turn off the music because there's other music playing and I can't be bothered. Damn, my whole body will serve as a warning to future me and helpful. I will able to tell the dude died for... Wait, I can't read. Bug? No bug. Okay. Also, we respawned in the right location. Damn, my old body will serve as a warning to my future me. Yes, exactly. So I want it so that when you go back to the old place where you died, it'll be like a puddle of goop. And maybe, I don't know if we make it so you have to collect your money. I'm not super big on punishing people. I mean, I guess I am trying to borrow some of the Dark Souls mechanics, but I don't know necessarily about all of them. Yeah, I don't know though, like, I still don't know why that bug was triggering. Is it after game over? I don't like that I don't know why that didn't happen. Questionable. Nope. Okay, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. We need to get like the screen fading in and out. But that's neither here nor there. There was something for that. The other thing as well, like the UI has disappeared. That is not supposed to happen. So when you, how easy or hard would it be to animate your character walking to the control panel from the current location? Pretty hard. I think what you could do, because like the trigger point is always over here. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it's happening, right? So I can show you, because I don't know if you were around when I was doing it last time. It's 100% like hard animated. So like all of the like into the atomizer is just an animation, and we've hidden the actual player. So all of this stuff just opens, and then like the last frame is empty, and then it makes the player reappear. It's a little bit off, but it's not a big deal. I mean, if you really wanted to go all out, you'd have it so that the character walks into like the light, like do something with the lighting so that they appear to walk forward. But you know, baby steps. Let's just make it look good. And then we can polish up as we go along. So my keyboard's no longer working. Why not? Yeah, what I would do, so this is when you're at the station. I would say the trigger point is like over here. You sort of have to be standing around here to trigger it. You can't just be standing. We could move the trigger point to here so the movement is less jarring. And then realistically, we might not need a turn. We do, I mean, it would be good to have a turn animation, ideally. But like, you know, it is what it is. Turning is hard. Like the dimensional stuff with this 2D is quite difficult. I'm also noticing like the depth of the station is like way different from like the depth of these two objects is different from this object. Like this thing has no depth, it's flat, but these do. So like, I guess maybe if we imagine that it was like in an arc, you know what I mean? Like if we're looking at it from a top-down perspective, it's like this. Hang on. Like the stations themselves are at like a 45, and then it's like that. You know what I mean? But that wouldn't explain his position because he's facing back onto it. So like realistically, I need to turn him like 15 degrees, 45 maybe. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of perspective issues with this, but whatever. Okay, so what were we doing? You should have a move to function on the player that disables input for the time of being animated for scenes and such. We can trick him. I mean, yes, I should probably have that for like cutscenes and stuff like that. That is a good idea. Right now, I am just going to play with smokes and mirrors. Smokes and mirrors, baby. So now it's like, we have to regenerate in order for this to work. I need to like implement the escape without that. But now you get placed back where you were. We have to move the player. Yeah, I mean, that's thinking ahead. Yeah, exactly. So this is the other issue. Now, okay, yeah, you just turn around, it's not jarring, but when you regenerate and it reappears you're still over here. So we need to move the player after they've been hidden. But yeah, it would be... it's not impossible. Right now, what we do have is an ability to... How to put it? When the player is disabled, like move and slide, like the character body itself can't be moved, but we can change its position. I think in code. I think that would work. So, I mean, what's the time? It's kind of late. I should probably end stream, and we can work on that on Wednesday. It'll be the same time, I think. I don't know. Actually, I can do morning stream. I kind of like, I don't know. I'm split on the timing because I can stream longer at night. Either way, I think that's me for the night. Don't forget to like and subscribe or follow if you're on Twitch. You thinking of doing normal maps on your sprites for lighting? I should. It would look way better. The lighting looks like trash right now. I can't even get it to work properly. So I probably need to. I have lighting. Look, there's lighting. And then the player. Where's the player? He has a light mask. And if I run the game, nothing will work because, yeah, lighter software. I know you mentioned that. If I go to facility 1, that is the wrong button. No, it's the right button. The ground does not light up. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. So I don't know how to make the ground light up. Glad I had to get off early. Nice, dude. Everyone loves an early day. Let's turn that off because it looks really shit. Ready. We got enough people on Twitch that we can raid. We can do a raid. Where is my thing? Silver, small crowd. D-Boy is streaming. Same category. How is Seb not live yet? Is he not going live? When are you going live, base code? (9:07), 9:15. Where did he go? Oh, sometimes it doesn't go live till 10. Okay, forget it then. Okay. Well, then we're going to go to D-Boy because he's the only person I follow. Off you go. Yeah, people have already left. Oh well.